In Response, a legacy podcast, is brought to you by greatness@anycost.com and austrian-legacy.com.
Hello everybody and welcome to the new episode, A Pile to Rule Them All, of
In Response.
A legacy podcast.
I'm Philip Klein.
And I'm Daniel.
And I'm Peter Plank.
Shut up!
Not now. And we're talking about legacy.
Most of the time.
I'm very excited about this episode because I think this will shape up legacy in a big way. And I can't wait to crash GPs.
Future GPs.
Future GPs.
Post-COVID GPs.
Yeah, especially the legacy ones. So basically none. With this new deck that we're talking about.
Oh yeah, it seems so promising on paper. I've seen the deck list. I can look at it right beside me. Oh my god, the spice is real, and I can feel the power from this deck list just through the phone screen.
Awesome, man.
Coming right into my heart. It's glorious, I gotta say.
Yeah, you have to wait till the end of the episode that we can release the deck list. Of course, it is very secret, so listen until the end.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
for sure. I mean, we've not only got the paper pieces of the deck, how it is constructed, but we also got some footage how to play the deck, and we've seen various leaks with it, and the deck is
pretty
absurdly
bonkers. It's
powerful.
bonkers. Oh my god!
It is.
If you thought the Lurus was insane, Dreadhorde Arcanist drew all the cards, and Oko just invalidated everything else that's non-Oko. And if you hate Uro because it's meta-defining, then you will hate this deck also.
Yeah. I think it has at least 100% consistency. I think it's even
for
more.
sure. It's insane. I mean, if you play against this deck, you will bite off your tooth and your nails. It's insane.
I think we can just skip all the personal stuff. I mean, the news are just so huge, so extremely gigantic that we have to introduce our special guest here.
He's a specialist, I think, for everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, he solved Legacy, he solved Magic.
Yeah.
And we can all go home now.
Because of that, welcome to our guest. It's the inventor, it's called.
Now you can come out.
He's called Chino.
Hi, I'm Gino. I invented a deck.
And we are curious about the deck. All the listeners want to know what deck you built and why it is so strong that we tease it right now.
And how do you call it? I mean,
My name is Gino, and
yeah,
I built a pile. It's the Gino pile.
it's a Gino pile.
Perfect description for the deck.
I think this is very accurate.
Yeah.
How long have you thought about the name?
Oh, very, very long. At least like 10 minutes.
I think there are some. I read about 5 different comprehensive studies about the name. They're published in the Nature journal, if I remember. At least last year. I mean, I'm not that far into the subject yet, but I think it is close to, I don't know, a world-defining phenomenon.
I mean, you got even published on the Goldfish article. So
Yeah, even on that.
so
Yeah.
that's a pretty huge milestone, and I think that this deck runs even under the radar. Even now is kind of extreme, and just speaks for your ability to hide the deck list from everyone.
Yeah.
I think you even have it on deck stats, right?
Sure, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you're pretty much a chameleon if you talk about it, because you just vanish all around, I think. You
I think you have to elaborate on that a little bit.
Yeah, you basically if you see you on the ground, you look like the ground. If you see you on the wall, you look like the wall.
Like camouflage.
Yeah, you're basically camouflaging yourself and hiding everything. And yeah, I've seen your stats from the last challenge, and it's insane.
The secret observer from the mist, let's say.
You showed us all.
Hiding behind.
And yeah,
Behind the walls or curtains or mist or
computers,
behind
closets.
Yeah.
In the closet,
Yeah.
Big-
Porn magazines. Yeah. pretty much over everywhere.
Yeah, but let's talk about the deck.
Oh yeah, we're so curious. How does it work? We already
it's
talked
like-
about the name.
A little bit, yeah.
It's not a easy deck to play. That's for sure. You have
Okay,
you
what
have
are the
to-
colors?
It's green.
Okay.
And a little bit red.
Okay, we know that you've got a rule about your decks, and they're always like if they are green or something. Can you elaborate a little bit more on this?
It just counts for creatures.
Okay.
If you consider a deck for a Genopile, you have to look at its stats and its color. It has to be green or big. The bigger it is, desto less green it can be.
Ah, that sounds familiar.
So basically, what you want to call it, Kozilek or Ulamog are
they're
they
pretty.
Where's
Pretty
where's the green versus big line?
I think at like
So what are the stats that it
10,
has?
10.
At least 10-10?
At least
If it
10,
is a
10,
9-9?
then it's 9-9.
Let's say a white 9-9, I don't know, soldier.
Soldier is not good.
Not
Not good enough for
But
Genopile.
it is not big enough?
It's not green enough.
It's not green enough.
It's not green enough. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
So if it would be like a 9/9 white 9 CMC shapeshifter, would it count now? Because
Because it's elf.
yeah,
Okay.
okay. So
I mean, it's
Yeah, but it's
And
pretty.
now I'm
It's a
leaning-
pretty. It's like a pretty deep topic to dive into, and
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can't just
scrap the surface.
that's just scrapping the surfaces. There's so many variables you have to consider:
Yeah.
the power, the toughness, the
greenness.
the greenness.
The
is it
creature
an elf?
type.
Is it not an elf?
How about Mardelage?
Marred large. Yeah, it's so big it counts as an elf.
Okay.
Yeah,
basically.
okay.
It's an
Because-
honorable elf.
Elves are big
Yeah.
in
yeah, yeah.
nature.
Or
In-
green.
Or green.
In the heart.
In the heart, they're big.
Yeah. In my heart, at least.
So enough small talk about it. And tell me
How to play it.
how do you play it? How does it
it's,
win?
It's not.
I'm-
you have.
And how's
you
the
have-
Delta matchup?
The Delver matchup is there. You have like a key card in this deck is Rurik Tar. It blocks Delver. It's big and
So
Green.
basically, no Delver ever hit you in the face.
when I have a Rurik Tar.
Yeah, because you always have a Rurikta.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I play with like one.
Yeah, because we all know that you play one-offs to simply draw them.
Yeah, one-offs are there to be drawn.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
So it makes sense that you've got them always. Yeah.
Especially since you don't need Ponder then in that case, and also
Yeah,
not
Ponder is
brainstorm,
not green enough.
and also not big enough.
Yeah, it's not even a creature.
When you don't play blue or do you play blue in these
Oh
piles?
no, never.
Okay, so give up all the fake consistency that this brainstorm and ponders give, and
Yeah.
go for real consistency. Because why would you play some kind of cantrip that just lets you look at the top 3 cards, or if you can just tutor it out?
I mean, everyone hates it when you ponder and you shuffle and you draw your land.
It's so too slow.
Yeah, you just draw your land anyway.
It's too much air. I mean, you pay one blue for do nothing.
Yeah, never.
You can just play the real card then.
Yeah.
So what's the real card?
What's the real card?
The
real card.
The best card in the deck.
The best card in the deck. Oh, they're all good.
It has to be one of.
It has to be one of.
Because you draw it.
Because you draw it all the time.
Rofellos.
Rafellos is the best card.
Do you know why?
Rafellos, Lanova,
did-
Emissary.
Did you look at the art?
No, it is an elf.
It is an elf, and just look at it.
It is a 2-1.
Yeah, he's so happy to be in the deck
Oh yeah. But why?
because he helps out.
Okay.
He's happy to help.
And you basically always have this card on the battlefield.
Oh, almost never.
Never.
No,
So never didn't have it.
because if I want to look at it, I want to pick it up, I have to put it.
It's just there for Forty's bait, I think.
It is a hand card to be thoughts is the way, yeah.
Yeah, it's there because it looks so extremely frightening if it's
Yeah.
in the hand.
Oh, yeah.
And it's also legendary, and so your opponent just think that it's an extremely powerful card, and with all the bling and the glitter around it, it's just
Thoughts is fodder.
Yeah, it's Fortis
Yeah.
Fodder,
So
definitely.
you always have a Fortis-proof hand in that case.
Yeah.
And a small question: do you think? And I, for me, if I ever see Raphaelis on the opposing side, I'm especially frightened if you curve out like 2, 3, 4s. Then you have the Raphaelis on the board. And maybe the next turn you go something like Siemens Spirit Guide, Faithless Looting, discard Anger, Caracas out, and then make infinite mana basically with Raphaelis in the turn. I would be pretty much frightened if you would do that against me.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very-
So it's an 100% bolt target or remove spell target, because if the
Because
Caracas
it
and the Anger,
lose to it. if you-
yeah, it's just too much to care about.
Yeah, very, very true.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have Thoughtseize protection. You
I have
have
basically protection from everything in this deck because it's so versatile.
Okay.
You can do
Okay.
everything with it.
really. What is your protection against Force of Will?
Just win.
Just win, yeah. How long did you figure this out?
Wow, it took me a long time. At
Yeah.
least to like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So, but how do you win against with this deck? That's the question.
Yeah, let's
because
explain.
that like it's not only it's basically a combo stompy.
Okay.
So what's the combo? You may ask. The combo is Tooth and Nail.
Oh
But
my
it's
god.
also
a one-card combo.
One-card combo.
It's a
Yeah,
one-card
I just
combo.
wanted to say it, yeah.
Yeah.
Just need
Why
like,
has nobody ever thought of this? Oh my
Is there
gosh.
any other one-card combo in Magic? I think not.
Door to Nothingness.
Door to
but
Nothingness.
it's infinitely less playable.
Yeah.
because it's
I think the only one-card combo that we had in the last few months or years or sets would be Underworld Breach. So this deck is at least on the Breach power level.
Yeah.
But Breach is pretty much lower because Breach loses to Graveyard Hate.
And also Breach had to play 3 colors, and this is
Peter,
just 2.
As we
So the
both
mana
know,
base is more
Breach
stable.
loses to 1/1 beatdown.
Yeah, and you play a lot of 1/1 beatdown, so I'm exactly frightened about this.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tooth and Nail, the
Tooth and
engine
Nail.
card, the most broken
Yeah.
card.
You just need like 9 mana.
Yeah. I
and
mean, it's
you're good to
basically
go.
nothing.
That's
You can have this
free.
turn 3, easy.
Yeah, easy win.
Haters will say it's a lot because
Yeah.
Show and Tell is just
It's
3 and Natural Order is 4.
Yeah, but look at it that way. It's just like
How do you get to so much mana?
2 natural order, and that's how I count. Like 1 natural order, 2 natural order, and an Abo Elf
Yeah.
is like win.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
I think
that
this
seems
is
reasonable.
this is a very good thing to keep in mind. You always count in natural orders. If you have a brainstorm, it's a quarter natural order, for example.
No, we don't talk about this here. That's
Okay.
a Geno pile. It's a but brainstorm you call it. It's
Yeah.
like, I think it's a blue card.
Yeah, I mean, I think for the noobs, the played brainstorm, you have to have a reference at least.
Okay, okay.
I mean, how good you can in theory be is a quarter of a natural order.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Like a Lano Elf is
for example, also, yeah.
they count in.
I mean,
One natural order is
Lano
for-
Elf is a 1/1 and it makes 1 mana, and the cost for mana is basically natural order.
It's
It's
yeah.
basically free also in the deck. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
it costs 1, it makes 1.
But I don't play
It's
one.
like you play a 65 card deck. If
Pretty
you play
much.
Yeah.
You have
And
to
you play
count-
also 4 Arbor Elves, like you can see. And that's pretty much an 52 card deck now.
Yeah.
I don't play in this particular Geno pile we were talking about. I don't play Lano Elves.
Okay.
Okay. This is the advanced build.
It's advanced build.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard of this from previous studies, but I never really got to see it. How many mana symbols do you have in the deck?
All of them.
All of them, yeah.
Yeah, I can totally see this. And I think that's also the reason you're running the Nykthos Shrine to Nyx
Yeah.
in this deck.
Two of them.
Two of them to get all of them.
Yeah,
Nykthos.
but why do you play 2? Then you draw 2 each time.
Yeah,
Is
but-
the good?
but
But I
look at
think they're legendary. Yeah? Am I right?
Yeah, legendary. Yeah.
Yeah, but 2 is more than 1. So play 2.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, seems perfectly reasonable.
Yeah, so you can Lotus Petal yourself.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, that makes sense. You tap the Nykthos, make all of the mana.
I mean, you have a built-in engine for main deck revolt triggers also. If
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have 2 of them in on the battlefield, this might be relevant, and it's free. So I
Why
think it's a good inclusion. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it makes your opponent play around Fatal Push or something like that in games 2 and 3. And another thing is, I mean, we are all experts of the field, and we know that Wasteland is sometimes relevant. I mean,
Not
against
always.
you, Wasteland players and Devil players don't draw the Wastelands because of
No,
your
no,
intimidation,
that's true.
but because you're so intimidating,
Never have a draw.
and because of that, it isn't used. But just in case, to be sure, I think it's a good.
It's a good backup.
Yeah, also he has a very good wasteland-proof mana base.
Yeah.
It's like 8 forest,
Yeah.
1 cradle, 2 Nyktos,
And one tiger.
and 1 tiger. Yeah. Because I want to cast.
I mean, one
red
is
cards.
more than enough for
Yeah,
the
right.
red sources.
Yeah, and you feel like to
I
be in the
think-
circus because you have a tiger, so it's
Yeah.
perfectly
Yeah,
fine
sure.
there.
Between none to one color sources for the splash color feels like a good number.
And with the fetches, you are about, I think, 5.
Yeah.
5 sources of
least.
red. And you only need the red when you're losing, because
only
which
need-
you never do.
I
I mean,
basically never.
I mean, should you?
so you shouldn't you just cut the tiger then and
Yeah, but
play
I-
another forest?
Yeah.
But it's,
It makes you
Just
even
a
more
little-
blood moon proof.
yeah, but it's like a flex, you know.
Okay.
Okay.
Just to show off, yeah.
So,
Just to show off.
so you play the foil tigers.
because
Yeah.
you can.
Okay, yeah.
Black bordered foiled, and then white bordered. Pull the foil out and play it.
Why?
Okay, yeah.
Why don't you play ball lightning?
I considered playing the color shifted version, but
Okay.
never got around to it.
Because basically nobody knows what it is.
Yeah, nobody knows, and you made that cut up. That's cheating. Blah,
I mean,
blah, blah.
I mean, if you search for it, you search for ball lightning,
yeah, and that's not green.
and then it's not green, and then you stop. Yeah.
Have you thought about playing paint in the deck just to greens unseen for the ball lightning?
I could, but I don't have a painter.
I think also any change you would make to the deck now would just lower its win rate below the 111%. And
Yeah.
It's perfection. Yeah.
The deck is so consistent, it kills on turn 3. If you have the nuts hand and your opponent doesn't have any interaction, it's 100% to win on turn 3.
Yeah, I mean, people, have you heard that?
but
100% win rate. 100%.
why aren't you showing up in the league dumps and in the challenge lists?
I always drop out before
5-0ing.
before 5-0, so that not everybody is copying my list.
Yeah.
You know, net decking is a thing, and
Yeah.
And just in special case, you can see in the data roll down of Joe Dyer that Gino isn't shown with his Gino pile because he went 4-0 in the challenge, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
You showed us the video footage of it, and pretty much you dropped out because you want to hide the deck before the GP. And it's just a really, really quick look into the deck that you do now with us, because we still want to hide the most tech secret of it. Just that we two guys
We also gotta say we had to sign an NDA here
Yeah.
yeah, that's
to not reveal too much of the deck, because
my lawyers are listening.
oh yeah,
Yeah. They are here.
Yeah.
You can see them.
all
we are
around us.
a little bit frightened. If you hear this, we may be dead.
Yeah, but any other things to point out for the main deck? I mean, the strategy is clear. It is win on turn 3, and I think with this, how much do you want to reveal about the deck? That's a big question.
I can talk about it a little bit more.
A little bit more,
Yeah.
because
We talked
viewers
about-
really want to know.
We talked
How
about
do you win? The
yeah,
viewers
we talked about
really want
tooth
to.
and nail and what it does. I think it's not a very played card nowadays, but it searches up 2 creatures in your hand. It's basically you can choose one mode of 2. Either one to toot up 2 creatures in your hand, or you put 2 creatures from your hand on the battlefield, and if you pay 2 extra, you can entwine it, so you can do both.
And I think we can cut this a little bit out, because I think listeners won't understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
I mean, I
just
couldn't follow
Yeah,
myself.
yeah,
I couldn't follow.
because also Wizards of the Coast had already said that this deck was too complicated for the for the average Magic player to follow and to get the
To
nuances
properly
of the
execute
rules.
the combo, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if you switch creatures around, I mean, it is really, really bad.
And so we don't have the galactic brain to compress all of this.
Yeah, and basically Entwine got banned from Magic cards, if I remember correctly, because the rule set of Entwine is just way too intense. And they basically replaced it with something like the split cards or something like that, because it's way easier
the
to understand.
MDFCs, yeah.
Yeah, the MDFCs and the split cards are way easier
They
to
take a lot of less
comprehend.
rule
So,
text, yeah.
Most of the time in paper, when I play this deck and I play 2 for nil for Entwine, I don't even have to search because my opponent instantly scoops.
Yeah, I think it's 9 mana that you spend on a card that says Entwine. I think they probably figure it out at some point.
That's a game you have lost.
Actually, if you're spending 9 mana in Legacy, you're if your opponent doesn't throw the deck in the trash bin, then you're probably doing something wrong. So
Yeah.
I've had that happen a lot.
oh yeah, oh my god, all the duels that are lost forever now.
Oh, they aren't lost. I just picked them up.
Okay, so you've got it going for you. That's nice.
Yeah.
So an FNM is basically like an EV of 5 to 10 grand or something like that, because of the duels you pick up in each round.
True, yeah.
Seems like, I think the estimate is correctly here, because it's insane. I've seen you perform live in paper with early alpha versions of the deck.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they had a really small win percentage back in the
I think
day.
about 60% or something.
No, not 60. It wasn't that low. This was the first draft of the deck, which played like 58 forests and 2 for nail.
Yeah.
But these versions played like only marginal win percentage of 93 to 94%. I think. Yeah. The early version was, I mean, for this deck, 58 forests, 2 for nail, 60% win percentage. It was insane.
But
The mind to make the deck up.
I didn't get the turn 3 in this version. Only turn 4
Yeah, I mean, it's fine.
or something.
I mean, back in the days, the format was also quite slow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had only Breach in the format and Lurus, so it was really a slow format now.
Yeah.
Not like this kind of huge
formats.
beast.
Okay. What is Xenagos, god of rebels?
That's the win.
Okay.
And I think we don't talk about this here.
No.
Really? Okay. I just read the name and
You've signed here.
So I think we aren't allowed to talk, I think, further about this deck list, because it's
It will show
Top
up in
secret.
the future. I promise you all.
look at the next GP for Legacy, if we have one. You will see in number 1 Chino Pile, in number 2 Chino Pile, number 3 Chino Pile, and number 4 Chino Pile. And it's basically everyone from the Austrian Legacy League community. Maybe
even more.
maybe you can share it even more. I think you had a pretty low price tag for the deck list for Patreon. I think it's like 2.5 grand or something like for the deck list, and another 5 grand for the sideboard guide.
Yeah.
And if you
give me a beer, I can lend it to you.
yeah. Or the beer, yeah. And if you heard about it before, it's 5 to 10 grand an FNM, because you get every duel from your opponent.
I mean,
just all the non-greener throw out again, but
it
because
is
I
an
don't need
easy calculation. You're basically the Robin Hood of Magic.
Yeah.
You can give it to the poor.
The robber of the rich.
Yeah.
I take it from the poor and give it to the poor.
It's a very big coincidence that often you yourself are the poorest person in the room.
Yeah.
So you can just give it to yourself
Yeah.
in that case.
Oh yeah, we can definitely understand. I mean, there's a lot of money on the table. So I think we just have to wrap it up here. This episode is certainly a little bit shorter than our usual ones. And with this, I think...
Do we also publish the deck list now, or should we just...
I think you have to go to the Patreon or the Twitter account from Chino.
Yeah.
And maybe slide into his DMs, or
Give him a
maybe
beer.
he have a
But if you slide
something.
into his DMs, you got to send him news at first.
Yeah.
Or at last.
And bring ball lightnings, of course.
The green ones.
The green
Or
ones.
especially have big balls because he's a really, really intimidating person.
Ah.
Yeah. And because of that, which is the Twitter handle?
At Funky Chino.
You get to spell Chino, I think. not-
CINO.
Okay, yeah. It's not so easy. I've seen multiple variations
too.
of the name, so
Yeah. Shino.
Yeah, it's a really, really hard name, and because of that, really,
Like
really
the deck.
intimidating.
Yeah.
Like
the
the
deck, yeah. And yeah, Philip, where can we find you?
It's at FinnickMTG on Twitter.
You mean like PHINEK?
Yeah, that's what I mostly say, yeah.
Daniel, where can we find you?
it's at Insectile Aberration on Twitter.
Yeah.
Ah, so you mean like a flying delver?
Yeah,
Oh.
definitely.
And yeah, you can find me if you really, really want. I'm Peter. You can find me at Unicorn Lord MTG. And yeah, it's basically like the horse with the small nub on the horse face. And yeah,
Like a narwhal on land.
yeah, like a novel land horse thingy.
The
And
nipple
yeah,
one, yeah.
MTG because they're basically Magic the Gathering, if you know the game. But yeah, we're here for the legacy anyway. And yeah, with that, I think
In response,
the end. April Fools!
Oh yeah, so we had this idea for a long time. We wanted to make an April Fool's episode, and this was our basically Easter egg, because Easter is on this Sunday and Monday, and we will have our real episode next week on Friday on air. And this idea for this episode was brought to you by Gino. He's our probably the longest time supporter in our whole community, and
And my boss in work,
Yeah.
so
What a coincidence.
But I think the idea for the Chino Pie special we had like from day one.
yeah,
Yeah,
From the first episode when it aired, I wrote Chino Pie will win.
yeah, I think it was the idea is as old as the podcast itself.
The idea
Pretty
is
much,
as old as the meme itself.
You built the deck to be featured in
I know I
the
built a deck.
podcast.
I built a deck before.
But this would be
It
so
was a
nice.
coincidence.
Yeah,
and
of
you
course.
also you for listeners, you really played it.
I really played the deck.
You
yeah.
played in FNS. You played in the
I
latest
played-
Legacy Challenge.
wait,
so
wait.
this was not a lie or something.
This deck started out as a modern version, and I played it in Card Market Series Prague in the modern main event.
Oh my god! Oh gosh.
How did you fare?
I don't remember.
Okay.
But I went like 3-1 in the what's it called
The Swiss?
no the round the day before where you can win the buys.
Oh, the trial.
The trial, yeah, the
the
trials.
trial.
3-1 in the trials. Only lost against I think I don't remember. I think Dredge or something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I guess basically a good deck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and modern Dredge. That's it.
Okay, not a good deck.
No,
Yeah.
but basically what I can say about the deck, don't play it. It's bad. It's fun, but it's bad.
But you can really find this deck list on his Twitter,
Yeah.
and he will pin the tweet. And
Yeah.
that was our Easter egg, definitely.
And yeah, in response, Next- the end, Eastern, new episode next week. See you there.
Thing to keep in mind, you always count in natural orders. If you have a brainstorm, it's a quarter natural order, for example.
And I think this is the
Why don't you play ball lightning?